Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter number 1, observing the armies, text number 37, 38 and 39. What? Only 37, 38? 39 too?
Because it's the same subject.
Ah, okay. Yadi api ete na pashyanti lobha apahata chetasah kulakshaya kritam dosham mitradohe cha patakam katham na geyam asmabhihi papat asmat nivartitam kulakshaya kritam dosham prapyasyabdihi janardana yadyapete na pashyanti lobo apatah chetasah kulakshaya kritam dosham mitradohe cha patakam katham na gneyam asmabhihi papadasman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapasyadbhir janardana. Yadi, if, api, even, ete, they, na, do not, pashyanti, see, lobha, by greed, apahata, overpowered, chetasaha, their hearts, kulakshaya, in killing the family, kritam, done, dosham, fault, mitradohe, in quarreling with friends, cha, also, patakam, fault, sinful reactions. Katham, why, na, should not, geyam, be known, asmabhihi, by us, papat, from sins, asmat, these, nivartitum, to seize, kulakshaya, in the destruction of the dynasty, kritam, done, dosham, crime, prapasyadbhihi, by those who can see, Janardana, O Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse the battle or gamble when he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the effect of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, there is no one, then no one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjun decided not to fight. Further, Kulakshay pranashyanti kuladharma sanatana dharme nashte kulam krishna dharma adharmo abhibhavatyuta. Kulakshay, in destroying the family, pranashyanti, become vanquished. Kuladharma, the family traditions. Sanatana, eternal. Dharme, religion. Naste, being destroyed. Kulam, family. Krishtam means the whole. Adharma, irreligion. Abhibhavati, transforms. Uta, it is said. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. In the system of Varnashram institution, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying process in the family, beginning from birth to death. But on the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop, and the remaining younger family members may develop irreligious habits and thereby lose their chance for spiritual salvation. Therefore, for no purpose should the elderly members of the family be slain. Avam ajnanati mirandasya jnananjana shalaka chakshul militan yena tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sanjeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Sri Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhabhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Sarasate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In these three shlokas, being a cultured person who knows the ultimate goal of life, wants to follow the family traditions, which they value more. In the history, people have sacrificed their lives just to uplift family traditions. Arjun's argument here is a natural conclusion of upholding such tradition. He clearly sees that the Kauravas, they are cousins. They are putting aside all the family traditions, and from the greed and lust, they have lost their sight and are bent to fight, even though Pandavas did not want to fight. So, it fell upon the Pandavas to respond properly. Now, according to Varnashram Dharma, the Kshatriyas have to face the challenge. If they are challenged, they cannot escape. How to handle the challenge? They have to use Sama, Dama, Danda, Bhed, 4 measures. But diplomatic understanding, a peaceful solution, if it does not work, then bribing. If that doesn't work, then punishment is there. And then ultimately cut off. They are severed, and we can see that the war in Southeast Asia is bent, and the response is because of culture. The response of the second BJPs is fundamentally different than the one who lost all the culture, called Congress. We see the family values, that the entire structure of Indian independence was to lose the family value. They didn't care. Even if 5,000 years back, the Kauravas did not care, what to speak of here? So Muslims became Hindus just to grab the reign or the control. And Muslim, even though they were in minority, they were the rulers, even after independence, whether in this guise or that guise. And the Vedic followers called Hindus, they were ostracized during the 60-year reign of such non-Hindus. The British were non-Hindus, Mughals were non-Hindus. But this slavery, this mentality, is that they put aside so easily the Vedic values to sustain the religion. Rather, Vedic religion was put at the risk of so many tests. Many went under the disguise of tolerance, religious tolerance and this. But that also proved to be completely anti. Appeasement of certain section of society, religious society, by denying the majority to fulfill their dreams. This tussle has been going on. It is the age of Kali, where no virtues are in place. So Arjuna was very sensitive to these virtues, but he was thinking only on the point of religious way, not spiritually. His entire look about the undesirable war that he has to face was on the basis of religious sentiments, not spiritual sentiments. But nonetheless, that gives him credit for being a good guy. But still, they won't be liberated if they pursue their thinking. So, this is a very important look into the modern day politics that is bombarding India every day, in and out. So, taking the consideration of preservation of this family value, at what extent it is valid? It is valid as long as Lord Krishna's desires are fulfilled, otherwise not. Krishna's desires, whether the family traditions are serving Lord Krishna's teachings, whether the Lord will be pleased by following or not, that must be known through the help of Guru. So even in the midst of such controversy, how do devotees in India has to face? So the important point is that something is good for the society, but it is immediately negated by the opposition. And there is constantly, a purposeful negation is taking place. To negate is a policy of opposition, because they are supposed to be in opposite party, they must oppose, whether good or bad. So in such circumstances, what good is the religious traditions have to play? Religious traditions do not play important part. It should be the spiritual aspect has to be understood and taken up. Otherwise, to appease some section of the society at the cost of other, it's a constant struggle. We hear day in and out, this situation, and it is so much getting complex that you do not find where is the root. And Arjuna is here fearing, if the root is destroyed, then the whole purpose of religion is destroyed. Such practice is destroyed, but religion itself cannot be destroyed. Therefore, Krishna has to come from time to time to re-establish the principles of religion. Right? So naturally, why he is coming? When he is coming on his sweet will, but he knows better. Appearance and activities must be understood spiritually. So then we will be able to see the results of it. So even in this dense Kali Yuga with full of hypocrisy and opposition, not caring for family traditions, Lord Krishna was there to guide. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is there to guide us. Because Lord Krishna's teachings is spiritual. Some say, he taught politics, how to do this. He was proposing war and this and that. But to put these kinds of accusations are for those who are not considering that he is spiritual. They don't believe Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. So how are they going to understand Janma and Karma? So they are avoiding proper understanding. So spiritual movement has to take over the religious sentiments in such cases. Spiritual movement has to take over the religious sentiments. Religious sentiments are not important because they are deteriorating anyway. By the time lapsing, it is all-devouring time that does. The yoga is also a factor of the time, and it is going to destroy the principles of religion. Sakale namahata yogo nashta parantapa is being admitted by Lord Krishna himself. Right? So, but he is also coming satam eva adyam yoga prokta puratana. Now I am retelling that the old spiritual message behind the tradition through you, Arjun. So now you spread that. But Arjun spread it by executing Krishna's will as a devotional service. That was the only way we understand. So, the family traditions will be disappearing according to the time. Why does Arjun has to think that? It means there is an attachment of dynasty, prestige of the dynasty, everything is there. The great personalities that have appeared, and they commanded such respects and other things. Arjun become attached to those qualifications, those religious qualifications of his grandfather, Dronacharya, and that's why he was resisting, not to fight. All right? Now, in general, he is telling that my cousins have put aside the consideration of these religious sentiments. Put aside. They don't care whether the religious practices will be deteriorated by their action. Moreover, they will become punished, because they are offending the religious principles. But religious principles are established by Krishna himself. So, he still does not put Krishna in the center and ask him a question as an argument that what will happen if all the religious traditions are, broken, and everything becomes polluted, and everything will be so much in deprivation that to elevate from human life to higher life, that will be impossible. Just like the Pitru Pindota Kriya, he will tell tomorrow, and it will be lost. It means there is no responsibility for the father or the son to salvage each other, or liberate them from this material life. Lupta Pindodaka Kriya. Lupta means disappearing. So, in this way, he is pushing his agenda of religious practices, and it's called rituals. Religious practices are called rituals. But spiritual practice does not involve much of ritual. If the ritual is there, it is accompanied by Pancharatriki Vidhi. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not our ritual. It is life and soul of the movement. But we involve Pancharatriki system during somebody is devoutly offering himself as a sacrifice that he will chant 16 rounds minimum, following 4 regulative principles in front of all the devotional personalities like the deities, devotees, the guru, the fire, like that. So it is not contradictory. So we are not like karma. Here karma kand, when the obligation of a son to liberate their forefathers come, he must follow those ritualistic processes. Right? But here, in Kali Yuga, everything is blown off, and only spiritual process has been given much more precedence. So, when we think of Arjun's argument, as if he does not know yet anything about Krishna. Krishna is a historic personality, a religious personality, like that. Very powerful personality. But he does not know anything about his spiritual aspect. Right? That will be later unfold when he asks about Krishna, of him, about him, everything, So, Srila Prabhupada is saying that according to religious traditions, the glory in Kshatriya family was counted. So one cannot back out in the battlefield. One has to die or become victorious. Either of two. There is no third option. In the same way, when he is challenged either for gambling match or challenge for fighting, he cannot refuse it. That is according to the standard developed by rituals or religious practices, which are of no spiritual value. But it's the value of etiquette, a physical etiquette. If I challenge you, knowing that you are a Vaishnava, should I challenge you? No. I will tolerate you. That is our common practice, right? If there is some Siddhanta differences, then I can say, Prabhu, in a polite way, and make my objection known to you, like that. But that is the Vaishnava traditions. But Vaishnava tradition is at par with Vaishnava principles. Vaishnava tradition is not a religious tradition. It is practicing spirituality. While in a religion, there is no practicing religiosity. They can change any time according to the time, place, and circumstances. So, family traditions can be destroyed. If it is destroyed faster, well, then time is doing its job. But everyone is working under Lord Krishna's calculations, under the order of Lord Krishna. Maya prakriti suyate saracharam. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetuna anena kaunte jagat viparivartate. The entire jagat means creation is constantly changing. So, spirituality does not change, religious natures are changing. So, therefore, Krishna is refuting these arguments, however religiously sound they are, but they contain to the body and manners. All right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the transcendental nature of Vaishnava manner. Transcendental nature of Vaishnava manner. It's not a religious manner, it's a Vaishnava manner. Pranadapi shunichena tarorapi sahishnu namani namanadena kirtaniya sadahari. So it's a Vaishnava manner. And we must mature it. We have to practice. So, Kula Dharma. Kula Dharma means the religious practices inherited from generations. That will disappear. But Arjuna is thinking, oh, it is more valuable than to fight. No. There is an option there. He may either win or lose. If he loses, he will go back to Svargaloka and enjoy the faithful observation of his Kshatriya Dharma. Right? And if he wins, then he will continue to practice spirituality. So why this kind of argument is coming at the time of a fratricide war which is about to begin? That is due to the attachment to the mechanical process or physical process of religiosity. So anyway, we need to understand that in spirituality there are no obligations of rituals of religion. Okay? Then in the second verse he says, with the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. When there is no following of religion, then everybody is becoming irreligious. Means the natural practices of advancement of human civilization will be curtailed. There won't be any further civilization. It means after religious nature, which is a temporary, one has to develop the spiritual nature. But that was able to afford us to come to the ultimate aim of life. So, in Kali Yuga, anybody can have access to chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Whether one knows or not, everyone is benefited spiritually. They may not be benefited religiously or materially. Right? But nonetheless, the spiritual process yields spiritual result, not religious results. One may chant, but he may not get connection with Krishna, because it has to be implemented within one's life, and transformation to the spiritual aspect should be there. So being righteous, ritualistic person in a religion, he thinks that once the family traditions are broken, everyone will become corrupt, and thus the society will degenerate. Right? But the society is degenerating on the principles of religion, not the living attitude. The corruption in our modern day civilization, where is the religion taking part? They make religion as a scapegoat, because hardly anybody practices the rules and regulations of religion even. Huh? Everything is entering into. So unless and until you appreciate other religion, you won't be a friend to them. Huh? Whether you know or not. So what kind of situation? An ignorant situation is arising. After all, the purpose of religion is to connect with the same God. Right? So in this kind of nation and national favor of the majority is Hindu and Pakistani is there, but they cleverly dislodge the spirituality of it, and they killed the spirituality and the religious practices. Hardly anybody does. That also in Islam and Christianity. Everybody has become so corrupt. I was reading that article about the NGOs, and there are many Christian organizations, and how government clamped them and this and that. They were misusing the religious fervor into conversions. And when a similar action was taken by the BJP or RSS, what they call, they are completely blowing off themselves because of this opposition is very corrupt, anti-religious. They are the one to introduce all these things. So when the corruption in consciousness comes, then a religion can also become corrupt. Practices are corrupt. And that is the effect of apahata svabhava. Arjuna is siding because of kama. Yes, Rajoguna is so active and it is devastating with the mode of ignorance, So, lobha apahata chetasa pashyanti. Apahata chetasa. Chetana means consciousness. Apahata means corrupted. It's destroyed. Consciousness has to do with the spirituality, not religiosity. So, even if he says correct, but still the attachment will make him argue. Statement is correct. Apahata chetasa. Prabhupada writes this, apahata chetasa, overpowered their hearts. Means this consciousness, material, religious consciousness, not spiritual consciousness, is overpowering their heart. It means they forgot the original aspect of spirituality. Like that. So in this way, Prabhupada says that when the Kula Dharma, the religious practices, are not being followed, then the whole family traditions are going down in the gutter. Therefore, the elderlies were responsible to protect this. Now, elderly themselves do not have protection. How is it possible to protect the principles of religion? So, in the Varnashram Institute, there are many principles of religious traditions to help members of the family grow properly and attain spiritual values. The elder members are responsible for such purifying processes in the family, beginning from birth. The 16 sanskaras were overseen being performed in the house by the elders. And but upon the death of the elder members, such family traditions of purification may stop. Yes, because Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya were elders. When they have to die, then who will be promoting the family traditions? So that was also a kind of consequence that Arjun was saying, that we will not have any help. Even either side may win, but because it is the family practices are forgotten. There is also the word called mitradohecha patakam. Mitradoha. Well, Kauravas were not considering Pandavas mitra. They were staunch enemies for them. So, who is he referring? Mitradohecha patakam. If you betray a friend, they know. Yudhishthir Maharaj was called Ajata Shatru, one whose enemy was never born. That character, they consider him to be the eldest and also the king, King Yudhishthir. But Pandavas were in minority, and the Kauravas in majority, and helped by blind Dhritarashtra. So, Pandavas for them became staunch enemies, even though Yudhishthir doesn't consider anybody to be his enemy. So he tolerated even the challenge of game of dice. Arjun and Bhima came rushingly and started quarreling with Yudhishthir. Brother, how could you agree with them? You know that you do not know how to play. There is surely some kind of dirty game there. And do you know what Yudhishthir said? How come you forget your divine birth? And how come you forget Lord Krishna, who is a Supreme Personality of Godhead? He is on our side. So do you think you doubt on Krishna's plans? Whatever comes is through Krishna. So we have to become instrument in his game, not in the game of dice. So apparently a pre-proposed condition of Yudhishthir was on Krishna. He was knowing. Otherwise, Krishna would told him Bhagavad-Gita. But why did only he tell Arjuna? Bhima doesn't understand, he knows only how to fight, But Arjuna was his friend and a devotee who became his disciple for the benefit of the entire humanity. So Arjuna is in right place to be instructed, but Yudhishthira was very much honored by Lord Krishna. Krishna will bow down to Yudhishthira because he is the elder brother, elder than Krishna even. So Yudhishthira means in the midst of duality, Yudhe, sthira. He is situated in a very, very steadfast achyuta position, never to fall off from that. That is his conviction of Lord Shri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he said, don't you remember? You forgot. We were all born of divine conception, and we are meant to become instrument in the hands of Krishna. So what is this? And they were convinced. Okay, we are prepared. Otherwise, on our own, we will have to fight. He says, no, let's go by Krishna's plan. That's how they agreed to play the dice, even to play, put Draupadi at stake. And so many personalities were tested about family tradition. That within the family, somebody, a lady who is Sati, she is being insulted. So the height of destruction is coming then. Then the war will begin. So in this way we can understand that Arjuna's argument are on religious sentiments, devoiding of spiritual importance. Anybody has any question?
This was the Krishna's plan. Yudhishthira was thinking in that manner, and his brother also agreed. Okay, whatever you say, we follow. So similar way in this material world, whatever is going on with the devotees or anything, so we should understand that it's Krishna's plan, or we are doing whimsically on our own.
If we put faith in our higher authorities, then yes, but it's a collective authority, not a singular authority. So that is Srila Prabhupada's plan is depending upon the what the collective authorities now are doing in that manner. We have to put faith in that.
So one thing, just like Prabhupada, once he was sad and they asked him, so Maharaj, why you are sad? And he said, I know after me we change everything. So we see that the changes are going on. That means the Prabhupada had a vision that things will be changing.
Prabhupada also said, Phalena parichiyate. You should check everything by a result, not preconditioning yourself of a change. If something is approved, then you should look into the aspect that what would be Prabhupada's plan. If he is going to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world by his potency, by his order, then all of his disciples, just like Matajis and Prabhujis, come up, and they will all. So, even though there is controversy, all right, it's exactly like Kuladharma Pranashyati with the FDG proposes. Kuladharma Pranashyati. But who the hell cares about Kuladharma? If it is divine plan of Srila Prabhupada. Huh? You follow?
Yes. One moment. Also, we see after Prabhupada, many have debated and they have separated, starting their things and they are doing. And they are doing same thing what Prabhupada was doing. So are they are following correctly or whimsically?
Imitation is not a good way to follow. All right? Following instructions means utilize your intelligence in favor to Guru and Krishna. At least that we have to check. If I am utilizing intelligence and service to favor myself and overlook about what Prabhupada's intentions are, then I am called asar.
Just like Prabhupada, he was in Gauriya and he started his separate movement and his devotees also are doing the same thing. Is the same or different?
Well, it's a blind imitation.
Because no cooperation, Prabhupada said you have to cooperate. If they don't get cooperation and they start their things.
Who needs cooperation? Prabhupada wanted cooperation. Prabhupada's GBC wants cooperation. Why others want cooperation from the GBC? It is other way around. What's the big deal? Simple. It's an immature thing to say, oh Prabhu, you are not cooperating with me. Oh, GBCs, I have good intention, but you are not cooperating with me. Does it make any value? Or it should be other way around? The principles of our spirituality cannot be changed. The details are in practices, how to accomplish those principles. There may be some little change, but purpose is to keep on establishing and improving, implementing the principles. Principles cannot be changed.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. The subject matter is very much connected with the current scenario, political scenario in India. Prabhupada also had good relations with Indira Gandhi, also Lal Bahadur Shastri also met, and we met there. And currently also some of the acharyas, they are meeting the Prime Minister. Whenever ISKCON invites them, Prime Minister comes, everything is good. So, how about this movement, ISKCON movement, why they are not actively, supporting Hindu Dharma, for Hindu Dharma to BJP, like RSS and BHP they are doing?
Well, who said we are not supporting?
Actively.
No, we do not get into philanthropic activities which do not educate for spiritual purposes. We do not participate in that. Sometimes for strategy, we have participated this Food for Life called midday meal. but it is disapproving. Our spirituality does not increases. Religious fervor is increasing. But some people say, yeah, it is like that. So, those who have been only depending upon the, say, traditions of keeping good rapport with the government, which is fundamentally atheist government, because they don't believe in any spiritual aspect from any denomination. Therefore, they say all are equal. All right? But Vedic Dharma is so much developed that it is an independent Dharma because it was spoken by the Supreme Independent Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Swarat, independent. He does not depend. Others were not spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the idea is that the codes of conduct, religion, are enunciated by Krishna himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhadbhut pranitam. That is the opinion of Yamaraj, who is also the authority on Vaishnavism. So Vaishnavism has to do inroad, and we are doing it with on the educational way, just for the sake of public exposure. Midday meal is appreciated by the government, but then government, without consideration, told ISKCON Bangalore to provide eggs and feed eggs. So I heard Madhu Pandit Prabhu said, no, we will give the money to the institution, you purchase and feed. If you need money, yeah. But we don't want to. So he has also limits, because he knows that spirituality is not invoked. Only religiosity is invoked. Like that. So anyway, there are other environmental sectors ISKCON is entering into. There are simple living, high thinking, Srila Prabhupada's motto, and Gauraksha. These are all the programs for the not only demonstration but public utility, and show how the spiritual aspect can be derived by such spiritual practices. They are simply not religious practices without the soul of spiritual aspect. But we cannot put spirituality at stake and enter into this political arena. We have a rule. Suppose if you want to go to political and join some party, then you have to resign from all the portfolios of ISKCON and then go. One devotee wanted to fight on BJP, and he was told, give up your presidentship, give in writing, you don't have any affiliation with ISKCON. Then he changed his mind. The value of being a devotee is more than being a politician. One of our God brother also did. He made a political party, but nobody can vote. So he also dropped the idea.
Should we vote some policies,
Huh?
Some policies, religious country or something like that.
That was a clever trick by the atheist to put India's constitution on dharma nirapeksha, no dependency on any dharma. But they don't know that the Vedic dharma is an independent dharma itself. It does not depend upon nationality, politics, creed, caste, or sex. So, what is more liberal? Hindu is more liberal, or Krishna consciousness is more liberal? We should not be swayed away by whatever is going on. Prabhupada said, the third world war is to begin, and everybody is waiting. These news are only a week old, not more than that. But anyway, what that has to do with our eternal religion. Thank you very much. Oh, you have a question?
Yeah. Thanks for the class, Maharaj. You mentioned that religion and spirituality don't necessarily, they have two different aims or purposes.
Actually, it is a religiosity.
Religiosity.
And spirituality are two different things.
Would you say that the original aim of religion was to achieve spiritual principles and over time it's been contaminated, or is there some
Yes,
connection
the
there?
time, practices, everything get deteriorated. The time is supreme controller right now. Kali started corruption.
So religion and spirituality were once.
Therefore we refrain from the influence of Kali and live in a society that is practicing,
Maharaj, Kali will destroy Hindu Dharma. Kali will destroy Hindu Dharma.
Everything will be destroyed. Why only Hindu Dharma?
So why Krishna will not take again incarnation to save the Dharma?
No, Kalki is coming. He already announced, but wait till the end of Kali Yuga.
If they follow ISKCON,
Huh?
auspicious.
What's that?
Krishna consciousness all auspicious, if they surrender to your holiness.
That is eternal religion anyway. Eternal religion, going back home, back to Godhead, to Golok Vrindavan, is only available in this Kali Yuga, and it was not available in other Kali Yugas. Liberation was available, but no go back home, back to Godhead. Because you chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That is the mantra for every Kali Yuga. Not only this Kali Yuga. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There's a specific significance. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.